If you're an aspiring YouTuber, the worst thing you could do right now is not post your content, because YouTube just announced that they're going to be doubling their monetization requirements next year. So if you don't lock in now, you're just gonna make it twice as hard for yourself. But what if I told you that getting monetized can actually be way easier than you realize with the right approach? What I noticed is a lot of creators tend to focus solely on virality instead of asking themselves the key questions that are really going to make a world of a difference. And I'm not here to tell you to make better thumbnails or use better hashtags. You've already heard all of that. I want to share some tips that are going to help you change your approach, understand the psychology of your viewers, and create a strategy that is going to create the snowball effect guaranteed to increase your watch time and get you closer to your goals. Hi, my name is Kiara, and I've been able to grow multiple social media accounts to tens and thousands of followers. And I want to share some tips that I don't really hear a lot of creators talking about, tips that helped me get monetized within my first month on YouTube way back before we even had the tools available now. Before we start, I think it's really important for us to understand or know what the requirements are, right? That way you know what to aim for. So as of right now, the monetization rules or requirements for YouTube is for you to have 1,000 subscribers and a total of 4,000 public watch time hours within a 12-month span. Another option is to have 1,000 subscribers or 10 million shorts views within a 90-day period. That is a lot of freaking views. And in my opinion, I think the first option is way easier to aim for than the second one. The new requirements in February are going to be to have 1,000 subscribers and 8,000 public watch hours within a 12-month span or 20 million shorts views. So literally double what the current requirements are. Okay, now that we know that, let's get into the tips. So the first mistake creators make is ask themselves, how can I go viral? When the question you really should be asking yourself is, how can I create bingeability? Bingeability is something that you can actually strategize and control, whereas virality is a one-off. There are tons of videos out there that should be viral because the quality of those videos is that good, but not every video is going to go viral. So we want to ask ourselves, how can I get the viewer that is going to watch video A to also watch video B, video C, video D, because that is what's going to create that snowball effect that's going to accumulate those watch time hours that we're looking for. One of the things that I personally did when I first started my channel was I created a total of 4 videos and I posted all 4 of those videos on the same day. Why did I do that? Because I knew that if somebody saw the very first video, that they would be prompted to go to the second video and then the third video. People on average need to watch about 3 of your videos before they decide to subscribe. So doing this was tackling 2 birds with 1 stone, because 1, I was getting them to watch multiple videos, which was accumulating my watch time, and I was also increasing the chances of getting those viewers or converting those viewers from viewers to subscribers, since I was getting them to watch multiple videos. So if you haven't started posting, this would be a great strategy to test out, because this again is what got me monetized within my very first month on YouTube. But if you've already been posting on YouTube, another way that you could do this is by creating a series. What is it that you talk about on your page? What are some common questions that you get? And how could you turn that into a series that is going to create that bingeability? By the way, let me know what your niche is down below, and I'll share 3 different video ideas that I think could be interesting for that niche. You guys are welcome to answer those comments as well. Another question a lot of creators aren't asking themselves is, how can I draw viewers in from outside of the video? Yes, create good thumbnails. Yes, use good keywords. But outside of that, how can you draw people in? And the best way to do this is to create little teasers to your videos. I love Opus Clip. This is something that I used before, and I'm not being paid to mention this. Literally what Opus Clip does is it takes your long form video, it takes the more attractive bits of the video, and it creates short form videos that you can post across different socials. And it doesn't just create one, it creates multiple different versions, and it gives you a rating for each video, letting you know which video is more likely to perform better. So what you could do is you could take these short form videos and you could post them across YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is that you want to post it on. I would suggest posting it on all social media platforms, but particularly YouTube, because on YouTube there's actually a related videos option, which means that when you're posting a short, you could tag a related video. So if people are drawn in by what you're saying in the short and they want to see the full video, they could just click on the related video and it'll pop open that long form video. Now this is doing 2 things. Not only is it generating more views for that long form video, but it's also accumulating watch time in 2 places, in your short itself as well as your long form video. And again, Opus Clip is going to generate multiple shorts, so you can test all of these shorts and see which one performs better. Don't just spam spam your shorts and post 10 shorts per day, but you could spread them out over the course of a few days and kind of test it out and see which ones work better than the others. And regardless, this is still going to be an accumulation of watch time, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to go re-edit. You don't have to do nothing. Just take that long form video, put it into Opus Clip, and let Opus Clip do its work. The next thing is to treat each video like a conversation. That helped me so much. You can do this by asking questions in your videos, asking for advice, asking your viewers to share their experience. YouTube doesn't just look at views. Some important metrics are also shares, comments, likes, right? Comments are a really important one, because if you start a conversation, let's say you ask a question and somebody comments with an answer to that question, you could follow up on that question, get the ball going. When people see you starting a conversation, it invites other people, or it makes people feel welcome to jump into that conversation. And again, it keeps the snowball going or growing. A like is just a like. Somebody likes your video, there's no follow-up on that. Somebody shares your video, there's no follow-up on that. I mean, yes, it'll bring in other viewers, of course, but comments are super powerful because it's a ball that you can actually keep going as opposed to a one-off like a like or a share, right? And lastly, treat every single video like an investigation. Another thing that a lot of content creators kind of miss, and that I've been trying to focus on a lot, is studying my analytics. A lot of people don't do this, but your analytics gives you so much information. For example, I posted a video that I'm gonna leave down below talking about how I'm quitting my career to get back to full-time content creation and moving to the Caribbean. In that video, I could see that my click-through rate is really high, which means that the thumbnail is really good. So I'm going to be creating thumbnails that are similar to that, since I know that that thumbnail performs very well. And since people are clicking due to the thumbnail, the views are actually performing pretty healthily, especially considering the fact that I've kind of ghosted YouTube for a little while now. But one thing that isn't performing well is the watch time. I can see that people are dropping off at 2 minutes and 49 seconds. So I can go back at that 2 minutes and 49 seconds mark to kind of see what it is that I said or did in the video that caused people to drop off. Was I yapping too much? Is it something that I said? Was it taking me too long to get to the point? And I can use that as data to determine what I'm going to avoid doing in the next video that I post. Now I'm going to analyze this video and the watch time in this video to see whether or not the drop-off time is the same or whether or not the watch time has increased. If the watch time has increased, I know that I solved the issue. But I'm then going to be analyzing the watch time for this video to see where people are dropping off with this video, and I'm going to again use that as data for what not to do in the next video. It's not just about posting the content. There's an actual investigator cap that you need to put on, and you also have to be open to being a forever student with content creation, because you're always going to be investigating. You're always going to be analyzing these different things. And this is just going to make you better and more well-rounded as a content creator. It's going to help you understand your audience, because everybody's audience is different and everybody's audience likes different things. So it's going to help you understand your specific audience and help you know how to deliver content that they are going to be interested in and that's going to keep them watching, but more importantly, coming back to again keep that snowball going. But these are 5 little mindset shifts and actionable things that you can start doing to get you closer to that watch time so that you can start getting monetized and start earning money on YouTube. So let's do a quick recap. Create bingeability from the get-go. Draw people in from the outside to the inside of your content by utilizing the power of short form content and using tools like Opus Clip to quickly create shorts without having to do anything. Get in the habit of creating conversation in your comments and prioritizing your comment section, and get in the habit of studying your analytics. So if this was helpful, go ahead and drop a like down below. It lets the algorithm know that you enjoy this content and helps the algorithm push it out to more people. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and definitely check out my last video somewhere here. I'll see you in my next one.